Alarm bells are sounding on Capitol Hill over Donald Trump's policies and how they could spell disaster for the Republican Party in the very near future. Americans who want to get rid of that orange menace, take heed. There is hope. Welcome back to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. As you probably know, Donald Trump is encouraging Republican governors across the country to perform illegal mid-cycle censuses and to redraw congressional maps to favor Republicans. In other words, he's trying to rig elections. The reason? He realizes his policies like tariffs, military occupation of Washington, D.C., mass deportations, and whatnot are more than just unpopular with the American people. They're downright offensive to those of us that love the rule of law, due process, and democracy. You know, the bedrock of our nation. And the blowback is real. Consider for a moment Susan Collins, the moderate Maine Republican who voted to support most of Trump's dubious cabinet picks and votes along party lines most of the time. She's up for re-election next year, and earlier this week experienced some wild protesting at what was supposed to be a tame ribbon cutting. Now, this is a longer clip, but watch the whole thing. Take a look.
Oh, but I'm so disgusted with the cuts the Republican Party has made to this big ugly bill. That's what you're cut the ribbon and get out of here.
So, ma'am, if you would let me celebrate.
Oh, please.
There's
no celebration during this time.
We'd like you to
No, you never listened to us.
You never listened to your job.
listen.
Your votes destroyed our Supreme Court.
You refuse to have town halls with us. We are listening to you.
For a moment,
Why are you funding genocide?
could you just listen?
You have voted for our Israel every vote.
I have a suggestion. Could you listen to the suggestion?
Vote Graham Blatner.
Could you, could you listen to the suggestion?
It better
It better include a town hall.
Here is my suggestion. I would like the town of Searsport, which has worked so hard with state, local, and with me, to bring today about, to be able to celebrate.
What about Gaza?
Could you just wait?
Why? Why should we wait? Why should we wait? Why? You are the president of genocide. You should be in the Hague.
For the record, Maine is generally considered a blue state. Kamala Harris carried it by a solid margin last year. And it gets worse for Collins and for Republicans, so stay tuned. With Democrats fighting to retake Congress and to check Trump's attempts at authoritarianism, any seats they pick up in either chamber of Congress counts as a major win. At present, Republicans have a 3-seat majority in the Senate and face several competitive races. No wonder Senate Majority Leader John Thune, who took over from the animated corpse of Mitch McConnell earlier this year, is worried about keeping his job. As it turns out, Collins should be too. Newsweek now reports that Collins' approval rating in Maine isn't just underwater, it's drowning. At present, she has an approval rating of negative 43%. And if that's not a warning sign for Senator Collins, she should pay closer attention. In addition to her collapsing approval rating and the rising anger against her in the Senate, Democrats have already put forward 2 strong candidates: Graham Planter, a 40-year-old businessman and military veteran, and Jordan Wood, the former vice president of liberal campaign group End Citizens United. To make matters even more dire, Democratic Governor Janet Mills, who has a 51% approval rating, is also eyeing entry to the Senate race. A popular politician with name value like Mills would almost certainly spell the end of Susan Collins' Senate tenure. And while Collins has shown herself a moderate in the past, voting against the budget abomination, for example, or voting to convict Trump in his second impeachment after January 6th, which I suppose isn't so much moderate as it is sane. Look, Collins may be a moderate, but the people of Maine see her as an enabler for a radical Trump authoritarian agenda. And like the rest of us, they've had enough. Here's hoping they chuck her out like a used lobster shell next year. This is Occupy Democrats.